Financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Franti.
Clips are 700 clips of all the interviews we've done over the last 4 years. And what I like is if you look at the trajectory of the interviews and you look at what they were and what they are today, we went from talking about distress, and problems and bankruptcy and credit card settlements and loan modifications and short sales. And now all we're talking about real estate market boom, financial planning, tax avoidance strategies. So what a change in the last 4 years, Don.
Well, what I also like, and hopefully you've been paying attention over these years, and if you look at our videos or our podcast, right, at hometownstation.com, you'll see that we've gone from more what most media does. And what they do is they read something, they regurgitate it back to you. But do they really understand it? Do they know the trends? Do they understand what it means? And what's really nice is since we do this every day now, we'll talk more about that with the National Real Estate Cafe, is that because we watch these trends every week with you, because we sit with the very smartest and best professionals in all of Santa Clarita that are now put together in America's Professional Research Group, we've become quite educated and informed and understand what's really happening in markets, and we share it to you on a timely basis.
Well, the thing is, we know what reports matter, what reports don't matter, which ones are market movers, which ones are not market movers, which ones people are emotional about, and which ones we should really look at, and how much weight we should put on it. But what most excites me, Don, is that with all this data that we have, I see that what we really have is we have market knowledge before any of this data. And that we see from our clients, from our consumers.
No, it's from our crystal ball.
That too. We do have a crystal ball here in the studio, so check that out at donandgino.com. But the other thing is, it comes from our consumers. We see if we have application volume. Yep. We see if borrowers are putting a larger down payment. We see if the jumbo market starts moving or not.
Multiple offers.
We see all that happening months before it could ever make it to any report, and I think that's what gives us a really great read on what's happening specifically locally here in Santa Clarita.
Yeah, so what's nice is if you pay attention every Saturday, what's nice is you can also go to donandgino.com, and we replay our show throughout the entire week in case you miss it or want to share it with a friend, so that you all are the smartest ones at the water cooler going, I know what's going on in the markets, I know why it's happening, and it helps you because we are forewarning you all for quite some time on both our Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show and also the National Real Estate Cafe, which let's go into that. Let's explain what the National Real Estate Cafe is, because it's an opportunity for you to get a little quick tidbit on a daily basis.
So here's the way I'm going to put it in a nutshell. The Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show is micro. Even though it does give you a little bit of what's happening in the United States, it gives you a lot of what's happening in Santa Clarita. It's very micro. And the National Real Estate Cafe is a macro show. And the reason we started it, Don, is because we used to do the Word on Wealth was one segment within the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show.
Yeah, once a week.
Once a week. And that wasn't enough. 8 minutes once a week was not enough to know what's going on in the world.
Well, some people may think so, but we know not. So now we put it together every day. You can go to the National Real Estate Cafe, nrecafe.com, nrecafe.com, National Real Estate Cafe. And we have our YouTube videos basically posted on a daily basis. You'll get an update, a quick 2 to 3 minute rundown of what's going on in real estate, what's going on in the finance world, all kinds of great information, what's going on in the housing markets. All this information on a regular basis, interest rates on a regular basis, you actually know what direction everything's going and what the trends are.
Yeah, in fact, one of the examples is, for example, I think it was, I'm going to say in January. It was probably early January. We did a small 2-minute episode on the National Real Estate Cafe, and we talked about foot traffic and how foot traffic was the precursor to pending sales. Well, that's us talking in January, and I know you've got some numbers here, Don, to support that what we talked about in January is now happening in the media reports.
Yeah, if you were to listen to the media, because a lot of the reports are usually 3, 4, 6 months old, they don't understand it, they're just regurgitating what's in front of them. Not their fault, because they're actually entertainers. They're not in the industry like us. We are experts in the industry, and I can say absolute experts. We know our craft inside and out, so we can actually relay what these numbers mean. And we were watching the numbers and foot traffic and all the information like Gino said, and we were telling you that, mark our words, that appreciation levels are going to increase and potentially get back up to double digits in certain areas.
And we just got our first double-digit report, didn't we, Don?
No doubt about it.
Now, be careful. That's not double digits here in Santa Clarita. Let's be clear about this. We're kind of giving you a little snapshot of the kind of stuff you'd listen to on the National Real Estate Cafe.
No doubt. But we do have double digits, and it's not here, but it's in Denver. Denver got hurt pretty bad during, when the market crashed. And now they're up to 10%. You got San Francisco at 9.8%, Tampa 7%, even Dallas is up at 8.6%. No surprise with the oil market booming and all.
Yeah, and San Francisco is always one of the leaders. So when you see San Francisco at 9.8, close to 10%, you're talking about, okay, whatever happens in the West, right? What do they say? We always lead in the West.
No doubt.
And the East will follow. So the reality is you're looking at Los Angeles, San Francisco. You're going to have appreciation of between 6 and 10% in one of the most expensive areas in the entire nation. I mean, you're talking about 6% on a $600,000 house, $36,000 a year, right?
And a lot of the media, you were hearing about the media saying, oh, be careful, the market's slowing down, We warned you for 3 years now, especially the last 2 years, that the market cannot maintain a 24% increase in appreciation or values, basically in Los Angeles, 12.4% nationally. We said those are going to come back to more normal levels.
Yeah, and we saw that actually fizzle out, and that's what scared people is they said, oh, see, there was another bubble. But the reality is what we saw the investor leave the market. And the beauty of what we see today is that these are real numbers. These are numbers with the homeowner making most of the transactions. These are mostly owner-occupied transactions. This is not an investor-driven market. So you're looking at the first normal market in maybe that's not lender-stimulated in probably 15 years. This is the first natural market in probably 15 years.
And it's a lot of pent-up demand. We're running out of inventory. Nobody has enough inventory. We've shared those stats with you on National Real Estate Cafe and also Don and Gino Real Estate show. So basically, you would have been able to take action before price went. A lot of you wait till spring. Spring forward. It's time. It's time. Our kids are getting out of school. It's time to look forward. Well, if you would have jumped on it, you probably would have saved I don't know, let's just say $10,000 to $40,000, depending on the home or the pocket of home, because you acted first. Or you could have sold your home for a little more because you had less competition. Either or. Taking action at times by getting the right information can change your life.
Well, what's nice about this, and I know, Don, that you've got 28 years experience, but I've got about 10 in the real estate world, or maybe a little bit more than that now, 13. But I'm going to dust off my feelings here, and I'll tell you what it feels like. It feels like 2001, 2002, where everybody said, it's too high, it's already hit the peak, it'll never go up again. And what happens when that happens?
Boom.
2 to 3 more years of run.
No doubt. All right, so our goal today is kind of give you some great information. Later on today, you're going to love one of our guests. He's going to hit the topic that's on the top of, unfortunately, most of our minds because we have an aging population, and that is taking care of in a lot of cases, our grandparents or adults in some way, shape, or form. And we have Myles McNamara with Comfort Keepers in Home Care going to share some ideas of how to make that a little easier. And he's been doing it for 14 years now with one of the best companies in the nation. And he's going to give some insights I'm telling you, it's going to be insightful for you. On top of that, we're going to go a little bit more into some other values that we have put together that can help guide you to personal and financial wellness on a regular basis. We're talking combining the best minds in all Santa Cruz. We're going to give you that insight when we come back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show on your hometown station, AM 1220, KHTS. Don't go away.